Smith, oh boy. I love that we are baking. You've been baking, and I see that you've been getting the recipes all together. I love that you product test at home for City Line. So you've been making pies. Pies. Lots of pies.
Save your fork, there's pie.
There's pie, everybody. So it's easier than you think. It's going to be easy to make pastries. Is it easy? Or
well, no, I'm going to show you an easy version because there's like a million pastry recipes.
Yes.
But they all have certain things in common. You all need fat, okay?
Yes,
so get over it. Okay, so I'm just going to use this rolling pin as my pointer.
All right.
So you need, there's shortening, there's lard, there's butter, there's even cheese, and there's oil. So you need some kind of fat. And so recipes use one or the other or combinations. And then the usual flours are either all-purpose or pastry, cake and pastry.
Yes.
So you need that kind of flour. And then they need a liquid, and sometimes they use water and egg, vinegar, whatever. But there's so many different recipes. So this is a sneak peek for my new cookbook with the Ontario Home Economics Association. I'm so excited too. It's not out yet, but we're going to use the recipe because I wanted a really easy, no fail. Because, you know, people make the pastry and they go, well, it was like, whoa. I'm
never doing it again.
I'm never doing it again, exactly. So a home economist, Pat Moynihan, this is her recipe. So we're going to do it in the food processor. All right. So the big trick, I think, because we talked about baking being a science, is that you don't just scoop the flour and you have to spoon it in, and then with a really big, long, flat surface, you have to actually, you know, scoop it right off. Okay.
So wherever there's air in there, just leave the air.
Just leave the air. That's exactly right. So we need a cup and a half of flour. I guess I should have done that before. In the meantime, will you put the butter in there?
This whole thing?
The whole. I want you to cut it up a little bit to kind of score it up a little bit.
Okay.
And then that was a half cup. Here, another whatever. Here we go. Okay, I'm a trained professional. Don't do this at home. Never do this at home.
This is all wrong.
Okay,
don't do it.
That's all wrong.
Is that okay if you said scored?
Cut it a bit more so that when you put it in, it's going to have actually pieces in there.
Okay,
that's
all right.
Okay.
Now I want to know, did you put just the pastry flour in there, or you're using both?
I'm only going to use in this recipe all-purpose, but a lot of recipes call for cake and pastry. I just want to do the show and tell. Okay, so throw that in there. All right. All right, that was perfect.
Oh, good.
And then what we're doing is that the reason that pastry is flaky, here's the science of it, is that the flour has got to coat all the little bits of fat. And then when you have all these little bits of fat coated in the flour, when the fat melts, you get flakiness. And so that's why you need it.
That's what makes it flaky.
That's what makes it flaky. So we're going to pulse this up until it just starts to come together as a ball. Yeah. I'm sure the guys downstairs are like, what is she saying? I don't know.
This has got to be one of the better ones because this is fairly quiet.
This is a beautiful one.
I've heard some loud ones before.
This is a good one. This is a Breville. And here we go. So now when it's almost together, when it's almost together, you're going to bring it out to be in a ball. So we're going to leave that and go on to the next step because I don't want to take up too much time. All right. But it'll start to form a ball, and then you bring it together with your hands as a ball, and then wrap it in saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator because you want to chill it now. Got it. Most recipes call for cold butter. This calls for softened. Okay. So we want to re-chill it to get those little hard bits of fat in there. Right. And now I love this thing. It's like a pastry cloth. It sticks to your table. It doesn't slide around, and it actually has. Isn't that neat? We're going to actually show that as one of the gifts ideas. And now for bakers, and this is a silicone rolling pin, so it doesn't basically stick on anything. So when you're rolling pastry, you start from the middle and then you work out.
This is why bakers are strong.
You need to be strong.
I don't want to test you in the gym with the squats and the Olympic bar.
You know what?
She's got muscle right now.
It's funny because I've been lifting weights for like 30 years. I was lifting weights when it wasn't even cool. That's awesome. And you know, literally, people are always shocked. They go, "Oh my God, you don't look that strong." But you give me God. I'll take you out.
You can feel the biceps actually. Like when she flexes them, they're like,
Sadly, my glutes are pathetic. Anyway, so okay.
Well, no, when I feel them, they feel pretty good together.
I'm clenching. Okay. So I would roll this out. I would roll it out until we just, everyone's distracted. Good. Anyway, so then you're going to roll it out until, now this thing is like, it's for a 14-inch pie, which is really cool. Okay. Okay, so
a 14-inch is not, that's not the small ones.
No,
this is like a regular size.
This is a regular size pie. Okay. So I'm going to show you the first thing for a little tart. Okay, so.
Did you just call me a little tart?
You are a little tart. You are a little tart. So you don't need fancy cutters. I just use the lid of a mason jar.
Perfect.
And then when you, for a tart, this is going to be a little thick, so I just think you should just roll it out a teeny bit more, always from the center out. And then the trick is to gently press it into your don't, it's not supposed to stick, and you never oil anything like that. That'd be just stupid.
Okay.
Okay, so now,
don't do it.
now I'm gonna, when you go to measure it, if you don't have one of these cool things, when you put your pie plate down, you want to give a bit of an overhang.
Because you got to sink it in a little bit.
You got to sink it in.
So that makes sense.
So we're going to kind of swirl it around here like this, and then we're going to gently lay it into your pie shell. Okay, and then you press it down. Look, there's sparkles.
Oh, I love that.
That's easy. Yeah.
It's festive pie.
It's festive pie. All right, so that would be that. Now I don't know how much time we have, but I want to show you one cool. 1 minute?
Yeah.
People get worried about lattice, and lattice is not hard. All you have to do is use one of these cool things, and you have. Oh my gosh, I'm going to rush here because this was the lesson. This is so you need. I'm just going to rip this off. You need 5 if you're doing a small pie, and you need 7 if you're doing a large pie. And I'm going to show you how to weave it. That's too big.
I love the weaving.
It looks so cool.
Professional.
Okay,
when you
so
do that.
you're going to pick one up and lay it down.
Yes.
And then the next one is you lay it on top and pick these guys up.
Yeah.
And then the last one you would do, once again, you would go underneath. And that's basically how you, isn't that cool?
What is that thing called? What is this called?
It's called a pastry wheel.
I love it.
And that's on the wavy one.
It makes everything fancy.
It makes it all fancy. And then you can even put a special edge around there as well. But if you're doing any kind of sticking on, always put a little bit of water on it because you're actually gluing it with the water so it won't fall off.
Okay, and then you put this, you washed it.
Yeah, and then you do an egg wash, a little egg wash to give it some lovely brown color, and then a little bit of sugar because you know this, you can't have too much sweet at Christmas.
Might as well
and then it'll look like this when you actually went to some trouble and you weren't goofing around.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah. Isn't that pretty?
Okay, if you want this recipe, it's online, cityline.ca. Mairlyn Smith, you're a genius.